All right, what's going on, everybody? YouTube, Twitter world, Facebook. Thank you guys for coming by and hanging out with us. Show number 223. Dean, the co-hostess with the mostest. What's going on today?
223. Oh, nothing much. Just it was beautiful out, and then it
gets cold again.
Just got cold within an hour and a half.
Today, Super Bowl review. We'll talk about some of the terrible calls that may be made or some that's may been missed. Also, we're going to go through our idea for college football's top 10. Dean, what are we going to pick on over there?
Well, we're going to find out this big-time shakeup in the top 10 in college basketball. This NBA starting lineups for the All-Star game, is this crap or not? I mean, I don't know. I'll let you be the judge.
Come back. Hang out with us. Hey guys, welcome back in. Show number 223. We got lots to talk about tonight. Kicking around the hot table topics. We're going to talk about some numbers from Michigan and their combine numbers, ESPN and spending money for the playoff type stuff. Looking to grow maybe to a 16 team. Dean, I don't.
16.
They're already talking about it.
Oh my gosh, you got to be kidding.
NBA All-Star stuff. What's going to kind of kick around some of that, and of course,
16.
And Jeff, I can't. He's watching. Yeah, I can't. We're on live. I can't get it to connect to the box. I don't have there's a cord here that I have to have that plugs up to the phone to hook you into here where we could talk. And I was trying to get one of our number one favorite fan on. And I can't. I can't even charge my phone through the plug anymore. There's something in the bottom of this phone is not working right.
Verizon's forcing me to get a new one.
I had to I had to buy a charging thing where you lay it on a little thing that charges it, because I have to take it out of the case every night and charge it. That plug-in, it won't work. So I don't have a way, Jeff. I'm sorry. I can't. I don't have a way to plug you into
on here 1 week.
Yeah, if I'm going to get another, I got to have one. It's just a little white thing. It plugs in. It's a C-type to a 3.5 jack. And what it does, it plugs in here and it plugs in back here, and it'll bring in the call through here. I don't have no other way to do it.
Right.
And I've tried Bluetooth for it. It don't work. It'll work for a minute and then it cuts off. So, let's go over here.
Who is that? Oh, that's locker room. Never mind.
Yes, sir, Jeff. We are definitely glad that he's doing better.
Yeah.
He's doing some rehab stuff where he can get better and get to break where he's walking, have blood pressure when he stands up. So
right.
We're thinking about him and all the fans. Y'all throw a prayer for brother Jeff Anderson. Throw up a prayers for him. And if you need to find us anywhere on podcast, Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, you can just Google Locker Room Sports Talk.
It's coming up.
It'll show where we're at all over the place. And make sure you hit the subscribe button while you're here. We're trying to hit 500. If we hit 500 by 1st of April, we should have a lot of things to come open, like super chats and special thanks, and just ways people could donate or help give to the show and that type of thing. We'd really appreciate it. And what I'd share with you earlier, we went over 1 million in a 90-day time for the page. In 90 days, it's almost 2 million people reached for 90 days, and it was 250,000 people for 28 days.
Wow.
So we're not just local sports talk no more. That's what we never thought it would be this, but work and coming on every week and being punctual and being a regular. We're regularly on Sunday at 6.
Oh,
that makes a difference. And this is working on 5 years, guys.
I meant to tell you this, and I can tell it on here, and I knew you'd love this because it was hilarious. But I'm at school the other day, and it's early. You know, it's 8:05, so they're still eating breakfast, and they don't start. You don't really say nothing to them about get on your assignments till about 8:15. Well, I look over, I'm like, what is this crap all you boys are watching? You ain't gonna believe what it was.
They're watching locker room sports.
Yeah.
Talk.
Hey,
Coach
Diamond
Dean.
Dean. Hey, Diamond. So I gotta give them a shout out for that. And I had to make them get off. I was like, get off that. So Jaden Bryant, Braxton Lyons, Logan Stanley, and Nick Caldwell. That's a shout out for you.
Yeah.
So they watched it for a couple of minutes.
We appreciate it. we really do appreciate it. Because there's.
I don't know how they found out. No.
Well, you're gonna find out. And I think we run a clean show. Yeah. We don't cuss and carry on, rant and rave like Boost Pearl does, hollering in the locker room like an 8-year-old throwing a fit. I had to bring that up.
Golly, man, that was crazy.
He gets nuts.
I don't know how he's not had a heart attack.
I don't know either.
This was before the game.
Okay. First, I got to say that Michigan has, these are just hot table round topics, bring up conversation and stuff for everybody to talk about. And if y'all were, I don't know if I'm having some internet. It's trying to, let me plug this in. Yeah, Michigan, 18 players to the combine, the most ever players ever put through to the combine at one time that we've ever known of.
Probably everybody on their defense.
Yeah, they showed all the linebackers, all offensive linemen, receivers, corners, the whole team.
Their linebackers were really, really good. I don't think that got noticed. I won't get into Michigan, but I don't know why we'd never heard much about it.
That's a lot of 18.
18's a lot. You got some good players.
More hot takes on the news. Also, Dean, this is one I just found out about this yesterday. You remember Matt Luke?
Yeah.
Coach. Clemson Deboer has hired him as offensive line coach.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So
I do remember him.
Clemson is going to have the best offensive line coming in this year, recruiting wise.
Now, not to get back, he was Ole Miss's coach for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Then he was went to Georgia and was helping.
Yeah, I think so.
They say he's a good one.
They do. Well, obviously he has attracted these kids. So these are just teams to be looking out for. 24/7 Sports considered to be. McCarthy was the only top 100 through 24/7 Sports on the prospect of this team that has 18 invites for the NFL Combine. That whole team to come out and go to the Combine. So there's 22 3-stars. This will transition over to the Super Bowl. We'll talk about it for a little bit. 22 3-stars on each team. Kansas City had 5 5-stars, and the 49ers had 4 5-stars.
Really?
And 4 stars was like 11, Kansas City, and 8 or 9 for the 49ers. But both of them had 22 3-stars, which plays into what we just talked about here.
Playing in the Super Bowl.
These prospects, McCarthy is the only top 100 guy out of this 18.
Right.
That, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
exactly.
What is all this? Well, he's 5-star. He's, well, obviously not. Didn't we report on this back last year?
Yes. Yeah. Well, that's the second year in a row that the Super Bowl's not, according to what you found, that the Super Bowl's not been filled with 5-stars.
And Purdy,
last,
4-star, and of course Mahomes, he was also a 4-star.
Yeah, and the Mahomes, I did have somebody tell me that he was going to be great, and they were right, obviously. But I got to looking at Kelsey. Was he a first rounder out of Cincinnati? I don't remember him playing for Cincinnati. I do remember Kittle playing for Iowa.
Yeah, they were all just,
they're good.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, and I don't remember. We remember Debo Samuel playing for South Carolina, but he wasn't SEC Player of the Year. He's excellent for the 49ers.
Yeah, McCarthy's the only, Jeff said he's overrated. Well, I think so too. I didn't think he was that. But he was.
He just did what he had to.
Well, he was the only. He was the only top 100 prospect. So that's kind of leeway to. Andy Reid is coming back for another year.
You know what? I got to say this, and
25-22 was the final in overtime.
He acted like that wasn't even a.
Oh, you talking about the?
I just read. He acted like, well, I won't retire, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, 25, 22. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't.
He just acted like, what are you talking about?
I still get up. I'm going to go every day.
Yeah.
Bacon cheeseburgers and French fries. I mean, that's, what he does. 49ers had 5 starters out through the game, on and off. Then some would come back in, like hurt his knee.
Kittle?
No, played it. Samuel hurt his knee.
Yes, he did.
Something, but he come back in.
He did.
So Kelsey out. Then they're starting linebacker.
57. Greenlaw, that hurt him. That hurt him. That they said that really hurt him.
He tore his Achilles.
They don't think that.
How you tear your Achilles? Just
they were he was the second leading tackler. Experts say they don't think that Kansas City would have moved the ball nowhere near as well against. Well, I mean, they still would have moved it, but not for 4. They had 460 yards.
If somebody just prayed up better, I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out what's the deal.
I don't know. And I thought the play of the game was the blitz call when San Fran had to get a first. If they got a first down, they could not have stopped the clock. KC could not have stopped the clock, and they could have just let it go down to about 20 seconds and kicked the field goal. Do you remember that in regulation? And the defensive coordinator for Kansas City called some twist with a DB and a linebacker, and Purdy didn't have time to throw. I thought Purdy looked great, though. What did you think?
Yes, he played well, considering. I mean, where he come from.
Yeah. McCaffrey played good.
Yes, stat wise, 23 for 38, 255 yards and touchdown for Purdy. Kelsey had 93. Pachinka 59. Mahomes was 34 for 46, 333, 2 touchdowns and an interception.
I didn't see him throw an interception.
Yeah, that one that was really it got tipped. I think it got hit.
Okay. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I do remember.
I don't think that's something we ought to bring up to the road board. When we go up to that meeting in Indianapolis next week, it's fixing to go to the black zone time, or they call it the black time for sports media people. After Super Bowl, and then after the All-Star, which is tonight, about 7 the game. And the combine stuff will start, and Daytona 500 is postponed to tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Yes, rain just destroyed it. So this is next week, really for the next 2 ends of the month. It's kind of downtime for media people. A lot of media guys like Pat McAfee and them, they're going to be off all week. And
right.
So when we get to go, me and Dean's going to show up to this meeting in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
If a pass is tipped, it shouldn't be counted as a pick.
I don't think so, unless at least it ought to at least be reviewed.
I mean, if a guy tips it, if a guy don't just
it was a terrible throw and we tipped it.
If a guy just throws it right to the other guy and you pick it and he just jumps the route or whatever, that's a pick. But if a lineman jumps and tips it and it's slipping around the air and you got linebackers diving on the ground, how is that should be? It's like, and we need to fix the sack thing off of the rushing.
Well, what you got, Matt, makes a good point. Well, you're sitting up there, you're the general manager, and you're like, you call the head coach. Well, he's thrown 9 interceptions this year. That sucks. Well, 5 of them been off tips that his players should have called. It's still an interception. We know that, but maybe not counted to the quarterback, because when a quarterback gets sacked, guess what? It don't come off of his rushing yards.
I don't get that.
They don't come off his passing yards either. It comes off team passing yards.
We got to fix that. Now, as far as the Super Bowl,
I bet it don't count off nothing.
The hot topic, Dean, of course, is Kelsey bumping into Reed. Is that a big deal to you?
At first I thought it was, but then when I hear how close these guys are, and he probably didn't. No,
it's not. It wasn't to me. I never really thought much about it.
No, I mean,
it is disrespectful to run into your coach. Just out of mere admiration for just as the coach's self, whether he even coaches your team or not, you don't bump into an old man. But I think he come in a little harder than what he thought. I think
he did too. And
he kind of grabbed at him so he didn't fall. And Andy said I was kind of off balance, and he laughed about it after the game. He's like, This is not a big deal. Please don't make it
I don't
a big
think
deal.
that goes on all the time.
Now, if he just would have said, I don't have a comment, he may have been PO'd. I may have been like, well, you need to apologize. And I'm not really a Kelsey fan. I like his brother Jason on their podcast.
Kelsey's a little high strung.
He is.
Yeah.
On his podcast with his brother, he did a pod. His brother Jason called him out and said, hey, you might be into Andy, man. That's kind of off. That's foul. Why would you do that? You don't need to do that.
Right.
And he said, I know, I'm sorry. I just was aggravated in the moment. And I wanted him to know, I got to get the ball, man. Help us.
Get me in the blankety blank game.
Yeah. I want to win the game just like you do. And I did come in hot, and I apologize. And I told him after I didn't mean to.
I didn't think he meant to knock him off his feet. I heard he just bumped him. He come in with his hands. He led with his hand, but I didn't see the point of him doing it.
No,
it was actually a good run on the play. He might have been going in the next play.
Yeah.
And Pacheco fumbled it.
Yeah.
And
guy ripped it out.
Yeah.
Took it from him.
So
59 yards for him on the night.
but they did it like on 19 carries.
Mahomes it's what he thought we was. I mean, just
400 yards.
The final results for the game was he threw the ball 46 times. Purdy throwed it 38. And when you go back through all the stats, like time of possessions and numbers of like third downs, and it's very identical.
Yes.
It was kind of weird. The game, you could tell, like, if this game didn't go to overtime, then it was weird if it didn't, because a lot of the numbers were the same.
They were exactly the same. I will say this about Kelsey and the Chiefs. That seems to be their culture, because Mahomes and the receiver got into it on the sideline. I've seen Mahomes and Kelsey argue.
No.
Now, a lot of people may not like that culture. San Francisco does not do that stuff.
No. It's different.
But, like Rice, the kid from SMU, that, he's not popped off to Mahomes. I'm wide open. Throw me the ball.
Oh, yeah.
And Mahomes come up and got in his face, and I think that was the end of it.
Yeah, but we don't know. And some of us that watch it, of course, have played or coached or been around it, and we just kind of see it as, it's just football. And some people that don't or hasn't never are like, oh, my God, did you see that, Jerry? That is just completely rude.
Well, he threw.
Good golly.
He threw to Rice 5 times after that. I think Mahomes may be a better person than we're thinking, because there was a play, and I know you saw it late in the game, where he threw to Valdez Scantling, and Scantling tried to – he wouldn't go down, and he ended up losing 8 yards.
Yes. He's just trying to make a play.
Well, guess who Mahomes threw it to on the next play?
Yeah.
Same guy.
And your boy Hardman from
And he threw it to
Georgia,
him, who's not been even played with them this year.
Yeah, played at Georgia. Won the game in overtime for him. Now, speaking of overtime,
He had a good game.
we'll hit 2 more things. Speaking of overtime, the decisions of him taking the ball, and then we'll touch on Shanahan. Will he ever be able to win one? So the controversy was, for a lot of people, was taking the ball. Why? If you knew, it's not taking the ball first, it's that you kick the field goal, knowing that Mahomes is
Well,
it's kind of like a slap in Mahomes' face saying, I don't think you can score.
I understand what you're saying now. I thought people were complaining about his play calling. It wasn't necessarily his play calling.
Not for me, it wasn't.
It was some of the decisions. And for you, it was the taking the ball.
Yeah. Just go on defense and see what you need to do. Even the guy, I guess it was Romo, wasn't it?
Yes. Boy, he took a lot of heat this week. They said he talked way too much.
He did. He's excited, man. He just can't help it. It's just how he is. And he said, why were you doing that? Play defense. What are you doing? Why would they do that? They should have played defense, but they didn't.
No.
And they give Mahomes the ball back, and he goes down and rips off the last 7 minutes of the game and scores with, I guess, 5 seconds left. It's a ball game.
Yeah. Threw pass to Hardman just out in the flat, which Greenlaw might have covered. And then they fired their defensive coordinator.
Well, hey, I told him to kiss my grits. Speaking of flow.
Yeah.
I had 5 guys out. My best players, and on offense too, total had 5. How are they even, for it to go to overtime, it seemed like they did good just to get it to OT, because we knew going into the game, I had Kansas City 31-24.
Yeah.
Something like that.
My heart wanted San Francisco to win.
I did too.
For Shanahan.
I just didn't think Mahomes, he's just good, man.
but he is. I mean, he's the factor. We can say
It's this.
that Shanahan did
the
this.
defense, fire that idiot 49ers. He should have done. He's Patrick Mahomes, man.
It's Patrick Mahomes.
He's just the guy.
He
Back
is.
to back.
He's the Tom Brady, Michael Jordan.
So is Shanahan, I mean, does he have a?
I think he'll win one eventually. He's probably a player or two away, though, and I don't know who the player is.
He makes some bad decisions. It's his in-game thinking process that he's so smart, he overthinks.
Yeah. Well, you know, his daddy lost the first.
I know.
Lost. I hope I'm right on that. I don't want to be wrong. It seems like his daddy lost a couple.
Mm-hmm.
I may be wrong, but didn't he won two in a row? It was like Mike Shannon. I don't think he lost a couple of Super Bowls, but it's like they can't get there. They can't get there. Then all of a sudden he gets there and he wins it. I don't know, but you know, he's got McCaffrey, Purdy. He's got two good receivers.
Yeah, a lot of these guys,
great guys on defense,
and they're going to come back. You know, so I imagine they'll probably have another good team in Kansas City. They're talking about Jones, his money. You know, for him to be able to come back.
Boy, he was a big reason they won.
Big reason, wasn't it? Yeah. So is that going to be
Mississippi State?
Is it going to be a rematch again? Be a part 3? I mean,
I would like to think.
We went through this the other day. You know, we talked about some of these teams from the Bills, Dolphins, Ravens, Bengals are, of course, the AFC teams that they're the core of that AFC. But who's the NFC guys going to be?
Well, you know what everybody wants to happen, but I just don't know if it's going to. Dallas.
Cowboys, Detroit, and Philadelphia.
I don't know. Everybody acts like Detroit's just done. You know, that was it for them. That was it. Rams,
49ers, and Mayfield's going to be back at Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
We heard him mumble on the off camera on a hot mic to a guy that he said, "Ever get my deal back? I'll be back at Tampa Bay."
Okay, so the question I'm going to ask you is: San Francisco done? Was this their last shot?
No, I wouldn't think. I don't think so. No,
he's gone twice. Went with Garoppolo and Purdy.
No, it may not be next year because at some point and I'm not really a huge I'm not a Cowboys fan or hater, but at some point you got to think they just can't get it. What is the problem?
Well, that's why they didn't fire the coach. They hold up. This ain't coaching no more because it's not happening with any coach. They're choking up and not doing well in the playoffs, and we got to quit putting this on the coach. So they did not fire McCarthy.
So
maybe the pressure off?
This Zimmerman's he going to be one of the new coaches? Or I mean, I've heard about them hiring him and
one of the new offensive.
Yeah, they're going to bring back old school guy that was there.
I don't
What's his name? The old heavy guy that was there with him so long.
I know who you're talking about, but was it one of the Ryans?
Yes.
You're talking about for the defense?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what everybody says the problem is with the Cowboys, don't you? Jones, not Prescott, not McCarthy, not C.D. Lamb, of course, definitely not C.D. Lamb, but Jerry Jones. But I don't necessarily agree with that. I mean, he's not down there telling the coach what to run.
I guess. I don't know if there's some.
I mean, is this like the movie Any Given Sunday?
If there's some no Gruntle against Auburn, but there's some Pat Dye effects to where, you know how it was. We know people from Auburn. We hear from stories about how he just, and he liked to drink a little. And
he drank.
I
don't know if Jerry Jones drinks.
No. That guy hanging around. And we're going to see. I'm not going to just pick on Auburn. I'm fixing to pick on Alabama. We're fixing to get into a bunch of stuff about Bama, and we're going to have our little top 10 idea. I guess that can segue into that too. Speaking of Pat Dye, just old coaches hanging around like Jerry Jones, is Saban, is the tide's just kind of falling away? You got to say that it is because Saban's not there, but is he going to be that crazy like owner that hangs around and like overanalyzes? And we don't know.
I don't think so.
We don't have a sample size. Now I'm a science guy, history by major, but I didn't get to teach science because had to take a chemistry class, Dean. I just don't like chemistry.
We got a buddy that teaches chemistry.
And he's great at it. My brother-in-law is great at it. Strangely good at it.
He can have it.
What is a mole? What has moles got to do with anyway? But we don't know.
Right.
Have we seen a season that Alabama was Saban not coaching? Nope, not in 17 years.
Not 17.
So now that he's been here, he's going to have an office. My question is, Deboer, with his coach Grube leaving and the offensive coach and also your line coach leaving, and now your what's his name, Nick Sheridan, which is spoken of highly through some podcasts people listen to from the Michigan area, that he'll be fine.
He's going to be the
offensive coach.
So coordinator.
I don't know. Is Deboer kind of losing some of that? He ain't even really got started good yet, and it seems like he's
already fighting an uphill battle.
He's trying to grab a wet balloon. What do you think about these coaches out and they're moving a guy up? And
I don't think he can do much about that. I don't know. I'm sure he just wants to go recruit, I'm sure. And he's having to deal with all this other stuff. I don't know.
Did he stab the guy in the back?
Do what?
Did the group stab him in the back and just get him down there and let him think he's coming? And all of a sudden, I'm going to stay up here and stay with the Seahawks. Yeah,
I think he probably wasn't real happy with him. I think that might have been a family thing too.
Or,
hey, I'm not leaving this area. I don't want to go to Alabama.
And we talked about this last week. Wives have Miss Terry has huge decisions on. So maybe Grube's wife, and I had read on some Twitter that, and I said this before, there's no proof of this, just rumors that they're not particularly in line with a lot of values or ideologies in this southern part of the black belt of the Bible Belt of.
Right.
And I don't know if that's true. It may be all horse manure.
Well, it is very Republican here.
Yeah.
And they may not be. I
don't know if that's what it is. Yeah, these people are crazy. They got Trump signs hanging around everywhere.
Hey,
Trump's an idiot. Orange man. I don't know if that's true. We're just speculating. That all may be.
And I'll never
wrong.
say the state, and I'll never say the people, but I've heard people straight up say, I would never move to that town full of Republicans.
So we're trying to figure out.
And vice versa. I would never move around all them Democrats.
Yeah, so we're trying to figure out why Grube did he ever. Was he ever going to come? And the whole time he's thinking, I'm going to come and say I'm coming so the recruits will not decommit. We're going to get some of these kids in and they won't, you know what I'm saying? Could that be it?
It could be. I think he probably just money and staying where he was from. Because Washington and the Seahawks, the same town. He don't even have to move. No longer does he even, which he may have already moved. I doubt it.
Is this how bad a knock is this? Is it a worse knock for him leaving or your offensive line coach that won the offensive line of the year last year? Which loss is worse?
Where did he go?
I think he went with him. Yeah.
I'd say, we need a good line coach.
So is it a harder hit to lose your line coach?
I think it's a harder hit to lose line coach.
I do too.
Yeah.
Because
that's a specific. You can find an offensive coordinator.
Well, he's just running plays through Deboer. It's Deboer's offense.
Right.
So Bama fans don't need to freak out now they did wind up finishing second in recruiting. So
which is good.
The tide falling, it is going to decline.
I would think. You got a coach, you got possibly, arguably, which I think he is, the greatest coach in college football history. Now, he may be surpassed at some point, but I don't see. Not how it's changed now. I mean, yeah, he's number one. You can say, no, he's not. Tom Osborne is. Well, he's not.
He don't have the
wins. Was he great? Yes, he was obviously great.
Like a 12-year time is just.
Or Bear Bryant was. Well,
he had more wins.
Yeah, he did have more wins.
He had more wins, but he coached a long time.
But I think Osborne had the winning percentage. He's got the best winning percentage. Bryant's got the most wins. Bowden, Paterno. But
they head coached a long time.
Sheer dominance has been Saban. So, no, you got to fall off. How can you not? Did UCLA fall off when Wooden left? I'm sure they did. John Wooden. The only team I've seen not fall off much after Rick Pitino left Kentucky, they won it the next year. Is Deboer going to pull a Tubby Smith in Kentucky and win it next year? But then all anybody's going to say is he did it with Saban players.
Like all the politics blame the last president when everything's bad, and if
Yeah.
everything's right, it's they did it. But if everything's wrong, the other guy did.
Yeah, that's all I ever heard of Kentucky. And it did go down later.
Now, so this is not going to be this just shouldn't be a big deal.
No. Maybe the line thing.
Man,
Maybe the line.
a lot of fans are worried about it, and they have reason. There is reason to worry.
I wouldn't think the OC thing would be the big deal.
They got to get them they're going to have to make their way and try to figure this out.
Nick Saban didn't have an offensive coordinator. It may be a pretty big deal.
Well, that's a lot of people say, well, Saban replaced OCs every year and still was in the playoffs.
Yeah, because he don't fool with the offense. I'm sure he does some, but not much. He did. He had Deboer. Am I pronouncing that right? Deboer, O'Brien, Reese, Kiffin, Sarkisian, who I think was the best one.
Nussmeier. Thought he did a good. I thought he did a good job.
Applewhite one year.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't leave him. He didn't hang on to him too long.
He don't.
I think he was young.
Yeah,
he was young. Where is he now?
I did run across his name the other day.
I hadn't heard a lot out of him since he.
Where is he at? Where's he at, guys? Look it up. It's
Major Applewhite.
I run across it by accident somewhere.
Did he bring him back? No.
Seemed like it was at a smaller school.
Okay. Guys fit.
I think he went to Texas. He may be out that. He's usually out there somewhere, out west somewhere.
Texas Longhorns.
Well, who's not having a problem in coaching and bringing in the names is Ohio State.
No, they're not.
Now, Jeff, we picked you guys to win it last year, and I'm probably going to lean towards them again this year.
Well, I mean, it's almost ridiculous amount of talent.
So,
but you can still get beat. And just because you got the most talented team, don't mean you're going to win it.
No, not at all. And the Stars, we just went through a segment on that about from the NFL, 3 stars dominating to the combine. I mean, to dominating the draft.
Right.
We talked about that last year some, and in the Super Bowl, you see how many both teams had 22 3 stars.
Oh yeah, the most talented. If we were going to go by the most talented team, always win. And Alabama should have won it a lot more, and Georgia too. Georgia should have more than 2, but it's hard to win.
Now with Georgia's their new staff and we talked about them and there's some NIL and how much money their profits. We went through that list last year, all the teams and how much money they profited. Texas was at the top, LSU was at the top, Bama and Auburn way down, 10, 11 on the list.
Right.
So profiting money is not the successor to winning national championships either.
No.
So maybe what all the people media say, it don't seem like it's true.
Right.
It seems like it's good coaching in consequence with good players, and what we always say, you got to be lucky a little bit.
A lot of luck. A lot of luck. Well, look how lucky Michigan was this year.
Man, they shouldn't even.
I mean,
they didn't.
They had a guy.
They almost
get
lost
tackled at the 1 yard line.
Almost lost to Alabama, a team that we picked them to be second in the West.
Yeah, they nearly lost that, and there was another game Ohio State played them good, but I'm not saying they shouldn't have beat Alabama, but they did have some luck.
You have to be lucky.
I mean, my gosh, they threw a double pass. He got knocked from here to the bathroom on that play and completed it.
Yeah, shouldn't have. We're talking about milliseconds of just getting destroyed and making a play.
And they had some luck against Washington. I mean, Penix gets hurt.
Yeah. You have to be lucky sometimes.
I mean, he was. Penix played hurt. And they hurt him. I mean, I'll admit that.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
And they hurt Milroe. Milroe did not have a great game against him because he was under so much duress. But what are the chances of him not just running wild in that ball game? They did have some luck, but you got to.
Jeff's still not sold on Day. Coach Short, yeah. Yeah, the head Womack, he's the defensive caller at. I mean, he's calling defensive Bama.
Womack.
Yeah, I wonder, are people since you brought that up, Coach Short, are y'all excited about excited about that?
Yeah, I mean, is he going to be? Are they going to rip him like they did Pete Golding? And Steele took some heat. He was the only defensive coordinator. Well, that'd be Smart and Pruitt. I never heard anybody say anything about Smart much when he was the D coordinator.
Not really.
Not really. I know. That dang Kirby Smart
blew it. Blew the game for us.
He took a little heat over the Ohio State, when Elliott and all them.
Geno Smith retiring AD to pull the chain, Jeff says. So fire Day and promote Kelly before spring. Well, ouch.
You got to give him one more chance there, Jeff.
He's sick of one more chances.
I mean, if he don't go to the playoff this year, don't get in the championship game.
Yeah, he's got to go.
But now, can he win it? You can't fire him if he don't win it. I don't think. But he's got some good players.
That's some college football, and we're going to give our 10 here in a minute.
Yeah,
ESPN, though, Dean, buys playoffs. Did you hear about this?
No.
$7.6 billion.
7.6 to show them, huh?
College football's
pretty penny.
I can't even understand that amount of money.
No. I can't understand how you make a profit off of it.
Billion. Oh, they'll make 3 times that.
I know, but it's just hard to fathom.
Yeah, they'll make one playoff game will make that.
7 point. Yeah.
From like we was talking about last week, advertising and viewership.
Well,
Now, what I'm curious about in this deal is with WWE and NFL, people are making these pushes to streaming networks. So my question is that these are just hot take roundtable topics, is the NBA is not, they are talking about it, but is the NBA, is the NFL Major Rappaport head coach? Oh, he's the head coach in South Alabama. Okay.
At South Alabama?
Yeah. I knew he was a smaller school. I couldn't remember.
I did not know. He wasn't last year. He is now.
Right. And I run across him somewhere looking for something, and I come across, that's where it was.
Huh.
He took over for Womack.
Wow. Yeah, I knew Womack was.
So, but are these streaming services like, you see WWE and NFL games only on Peacock.
Right.
Remember?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Is ESPN, they're laying down this big money to keep those games, to keep this college football off of those platforms, I guess. But if somebody comes along with a nice, pretty check from Hulu for the Iron Bowl, hey, we'll pay you $100 million and split it between Alabama and Auburn.
I hope they don't get into all that.
Hulu only. It's coming. I'm just going to let you guys know, because streaming, what you're doing right now,
I don't want to pay. It's going to be like boxing, and I think that's what took down boxing.
It had something to do with it,
yeah.
and just the talent had fallen.
Right. Well, I'm not going to say it was all.
But it is part of it.
Yeah.
But what
watch Mike Tyson? Huh?
I
got
know.
paid to watch him. Okay.
Yeah, $50. I had to split it between 4 guys, and we're like, then we just go buy one of those filters, screw it back the box, and get it for free. Should buy from Joey the Fish down the corner here at Shosey's Pizza.
So you think college football is going to Shosey's Pizza?
It's coming. It's coming. Well, look, what are you doing right now? This little blue dot right there. And the people they're watching, we have, I don't know, there'll be 400 or 500 people watching on YouTube or Twitter, or they may be watching on Facebook. Did I say TV? Did I say NBC or ESPN? No. We'll have, over the week, it'll go to 1,000 people watch this show through the week.
Yeah. Clicked on it.
Now, it's not
some time.
Millions like Pat McAfee will have, he'll have 1,500 on at one time, and we'll have 20, 25 people.
Yeah. Now, he meant throughout the week it'll climb.
Yes, it'll get to 1,000 usually. And I just told you, we went almost 2 million reach for 3 months just in the off season. It ain't even football season.
Right.
That's how much we've grown. That shows you what they're doing. They're laying down their money to hold the spots for people like us to watch us here and not lose us to go somewhere else.
Right.
So I guess that's what they're doing. Because, I mean, besides your parents or whatever, who watches TV anymore? Really? I know a lot of people don't have satellite. It's too expensive. It's $200 a month to watch satellite TV for what? So you work all the time. So you come home, watch Chicago Fire and Discovery Channel.
PD, which are jobs on there, by the way.
Yeah.
Chicago PD.
Are you watching Jeopardy or Andy? I can watch all that stuff on YouTube for free.
Right.
I can watch all of it.
When they YouTube Jeopardy, you can catch the episode of Jeopardy the earlier in the day, every day on YouTube.
See what I'm saying? So this is where we're going.
If you want.
This is what's happening. And in high school sports media, all you're doing by subscribing to our channel right now is basically just putting the star as your favorite, like where it's on your favorites list for your channel. Like on a Dish Network, when you're going through your guide, you have a favorites box. It don't cost you nothing. It's just saving our show as one of your favorites. It don't cost you nothing. It's free. Subscribe. You can follow us there on Twitter, or you can like the video and stuff on Facebook. And it's all free stuff. And you're watching. Facebook's free.
Right.
But this money, $7.6 billion. That's
a pretty penny.
Here's something else. Here's some forwarding news. Wait till 2030 when the NCAA runs out of their control over this college football, because that committee that's formed between the Big Ten and the SEC, this committee is going to be together and they're going to start putting some stuff on track to where it's going to be them, and they're going to make their own league at some time. The NCAA is going to go away, because just take this case of Tennessee, for example. They're fighting back. The senator's filing a case saying you're suing us for something. And we broke the rules.
But we broke it before you made it a rule.
Then you can't do that.
You can't do that. You can't go back.
There's fixing to be a lot of changes. And speaking of a lot of changes, and part of that reason that big money has come along, because they're looking to grow this already. They're talking about it, Dean. Now, we may need to do 16 for 12. What do you think about 16? Let's do 16. Why don't we just go ahead and do this? So now
it'll be 32.
Now they're fixing to put a vote up to where they're going to go ahead. They may go to 16 already.
They're not even going to fool with it. I mean, we're not even got to the first year.
We
ain't
even done 12 yet.
See, I don't think personally they should have ever gone over 8.
I'm an
8 guy.
I just take the conference champs and let them fight, and whoever wins it, you just do a box for. If there's 5 conferences, they play. The team that's rated the highest, it would be so simple if they let me do it. The highest ranked team, say last year, who was the highest ranked team coming out?
The highest ranked team going into the it was Michigan.
Yeah,
Michigan. Yeah.
So Michigan's by
Alabama,
and then
was 4.
2, 3, 4. The other conference champions.
Yeah.
Florida State, Alabama's,
or Georgia, whoever.
Texas.
Yeah.
Well, Georgia didn't. They lost their conference title.
They lost their conference title.
Those other teams would play. And then you see, I don't know. I just think it would be so easy just to put the conference and let them play a championship.
Somebody said just let the BCS pick it.
Yeah, and usually when we did do that, me and Burge went through.
They were right.
It was right.
There would be some. I think they really did Auburn bad one year, but according to the computer, they did.
I know. I remember that. And I was PO'd for Auburn,
Oklahoma.
Man, that was bold, dude. I was upset, and I'm.
Well, that's because we had a local hero playing for them,
I had I'm an Alabama fan in the Iron Bowl, but Auburn got ripped.
Yeah, well,
the year before USC said come out here and play it. No, I don't care what happened before they did that to them. I ain't gonna get started on it.
They beat, and then they won that game bad, and then they might have beat Auburn like that.
And they may have, but we'll never know.
Never know.
So 9 conference games is also on the bill. That's coming. All the other conferences do it. They're going to play 9. What do you think about 9 conference games? Obviously, you don't like the 16. I don't even like the 12.
I think they're playing too many conference games. I like the 8.
So,
because your schedule is going to be so tough.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to have 8 and 4 teams in this playoff.
Well, that's what, it's easier for some other conferences to say that, because the teams they play in their conference, other teams are not ranked high.
Not ranked high. Well, SEC's tough conference. You don't play 9 games, do you?
Texas Tech is going to play K-State.
Yeah. You have some weeks.
That's your 9 game where Alabama's going to play Ole Miss.
Yeah. Who's going to be a top 10 team.
Yes, they're going to be a top 10 team. So that's another thing. 9 conference games. Now, what it does to me by 2026, they're wanting to do this. Who likes? Remember when Bama would start the year with Clemson?
I like that.
Chick-fil-A kickoff.
I went to it one time.
Auburn played Penn State.
Yep, that went on a lot.
LSU,
Wisconsin,
Florida State. Bama's going to play Wisconsin this year. Those games are going to go away. And this is
so
why,
they're done.
Well, here's
those openers.
They'll have to be. Well, they ain't got room.
No,
they got to have a bye week, and you got to have a homecoming.
And you got to have an easy game. You can't go out there and just.
Well, you got to have a homecoming. You're going to play Chattanooga or Utah State.
They'll have 2 of them now, won't they? 2 gimmies or what we call gimmies.
Well, you're going to have a 9. You got 3 other than 9, so you're going to have 3. You got to have a bye.
3, yeah.
And then you're going to probably. Are they going to count? Well, I guess they'll count the Iron Bowl, and then Georgia Auburn will be counted.
Yeah, you got to do that every year.
But here's the problem: that the Big 10 and Big 12, the West guys and the North, they don't see this because they don't think it's college football is run through here. Yes, you want it. They won it this year. Michigan outright had the better team, flat-footed. They won it with defense and 26-year-old players. I don't care whatever it is. They did it.
They did. Yeah.
Harbaugh put the time in.
Mm-hmm.
But all those games I just mentioned, those are big money games. You know what ESPN pays for a game at primetime at Tuscaloosa with Texas coming to town?
Oh, I know.
That's huge money. The sponsors, the ads for ABC, CBS, ESPN, whatever, for, I don't know, for Men's Shave Club. You know what they pay for a spot, for a 30-second spot?
Oh, yeah.
$2, $3, $4, $5 million because a lot of people are watching.
And I see those commercials a lot, and I'll be honest with you. You talking about the dollar shave?
Yeah.
Yes, I've thought about getting in on that because of that.
Absolutely.
So it was worth it to them.
Absolutely. And if they got, I don't know, let's see, 200,000 people watching, that's how many they'll have.
Yeah.
Then, I mean, if 10,000 people pick up the Shave Club,
wow,
they just made $1 million. You see what I'm saying? So those games, though, those big games, it's going to add Vanderbilt to Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to buy an ad for that game? Because who's going to watch it?
Right.
So if people,
which my feelings on Vandy, I don't think it's fair to them for them to be in the SEC.
It's a good baseball team
with their credentials you have to go there. You're not going to get the best. You got guys going there that could care less about a career of football.
Yeah, they're going to do something after.
Now, some of them do, obviously.
Resume says Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
They're going into the business world.
It's like going to Harvard. It's like going to Harvard and saying,
play football.
Okay,
but I played football at Harvard. He's like, yeah, but you got a master's, you got an MBA in business. You're probably going to work up here for Dow Jones. Right?
Yeah, well, I want to play for the Bears.
Well, but you can make as much money in stocks and doing portfolios for than you could playing football and not get your face crushed.
But they don't stick Harvard in the I don't know why Duke and Vanderbilt or Stanford even. And Northwestern, I don't know why they play.
MIT's fielding a football team next year. Why don't they field a team?
And people are like, are you stupid, Duke? They're great.
Yeah, their quarterback's going Notre Dame.
They're not in football, not on a regular basis. Football's
they're okay. I mean, they're not. They're just better than Vanderbilt, I think, ain't they?
Probably.
Yeah.
And Stanford is too.
They are. Okay. Not in the past 10 years.
No, they've gone down some. Boy, I remember when they were.
Yeah.
Like when McCaffrey played there and Andrew Luck.
Remember the running back was in the Heisman mention with Ingram?
Oh, yeah. He nearly won it.
Man. What was it? Andrew Hurst? Hurst. He was good.
I can't remember.
So that 9-game conference stuff is going to be you're not going to see Bama open with USC anymore. They could open with Oklahoma because that's a conference game now.
It's a conference game.
So what are y'all's feelings on it? Please share, comment, like, subscribe to the channel, and tell us what you think. If you like it, I don't have a problem with it. It's just like one of those NIL things to me, Dean. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to say, what am I going to do? What can I do about it? Right. We're going to go to Indianapolis next week and petition.
I wish they would let people have a voice. The people.
Well,
in certain areas. I mean, they do for the NBA. I mean, I'm not getting into that, but they do for the NBA All-Star game. Yeah, why don't they for nothing like this?
Yeah. One last thing. We'll talk about that. That's what I got next here. Scott Cochran retiring from Georgia. So God bless him and hope he's going to do well. And his family, thank you from Alabama and Georgia. What a good, just rev them up, strength coach, rev it up and get it done. Met him in person, walked in his office, stood there with Roy Upchurch in the chair in front of me and spoke to him and said, Coach, I'm just a fan coming through. Can I be okay if I check out the weight room?
Yes, sir.
This was when they were getting ready to go play Texas. And, hey, you look around over there. Nice
well,
guy.
they know.
Nice
I mean,
guy.
they know nobody's coming in there to steal weights and barbells.
Well, I come in there with some sense and act like a human.
You didn't go, hey, Cochran.
Yes, I didn't act like a fanboy. I mean, I met the line coach, Coach Bo, the big heavy black guy, had the birthmark on.
Yes. He
had his shoes off up on the desk, and I went to the door and I said, Coach, how you doing today? Looking good. I said, is it okay if I'm just looking around. We're just fans, just kick around here and wait. They were all gone. Most of the players, some of the players were there, but students are gone because it's Christmas break. And he says, Coach Bo says, well, there's a redheaded guy about 3 doors down. You may want to ask him. And I thought, well, that's Coach Cochran. I'm just going, and you know me. Yeah. You know how I am.
Oh, yeah, you got to. You're there.
I'm going to just not nervously. I just walked up the door and tapped on the glass. Roy Upchurch is sitting in the chair in front of me with his padded shirt on. Little pads in. I put my arm on his shoulder and said, good job out there in Iron Bowl, man. I'm proud of you. Good job.
Yeah.
Coach, just a fan. Matt McKinney, way up here from Cherokee County, looking around. It's okay. We're just looking around. Ain't messing with nothing. Yeah. Well, chance of a lifetime. You cannot even get in there now.
Oh,
there's no chance. We just got in because the door was open. I just went in. I was like, it's better to ask for forgiveness and permission sometimes.
I know. I went to my Ohio State that time, and I'm like trying to go over the fence, and people aren't even. Oh, they stopped all that.
Well, since COVID, it's just changed. I thought a lot of stuff's changed a lot since 2020.
But like Bristol, one time they're like, nobody will enter Bristol Motor Speedway. There's some guy standing there. Can I walk in there? Nah, yeah, man, go ahead.
Yeah, whatever. Got a lighter. Got a light.
We don't care. What are you gonna do?
So
just don't be running on the track.
Yeah, I don't mean running naked like a Super Bowl guy down there streaking.
They said that was the best thing he'd ever done in his life because he's became famous.
Well, sure, yeah, he'll be on TikTok for something.
People sending money, but that's enough of that.
Coach Cochran, I mean, had a
a huge part in Alabama's success.
Huge part. Now NBA All-Star games. We'll dabble and kick around that a little bit. Steph Curry wins the ladies against the girl. The WNBA lady won the thing they had, and the 3-point shootout was what's his name? The Celtics.
Made a little more fun.
Yeah.
Tatum.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he won the 3-point. It was good. Dunk contest. McClung won it again. Now the game will be on after a while. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Him and Tatum was Brown.
Now McClung don't play much, does he?
No, he plays for Osceola, Florida. G League stuff.
I remember when I was a kid, I would think that the dunk, whoever won the dunk contest were absolutely fantastic, and somebody's like, no, these guys don't even start.
Yeah,
they just dunk really good.
Yeah. Now in our time, it was Dominique and Michael.
Dominique and Jordan.
That's who.
And then Spud Webb.
Oh man!
Let's see, Spud Webb started. He was Spud Webb wasn't just a
5 foot what?
6.
He didn't look right. When you stood him you see him looking up at the goal, you're like, well, he can't even touch the net. He could put his arm in. I don't get that, but McClung's like that. He's like short guy. It was okay. The dunk contest guys, if y'all watch, and we just watch I love that old stuff.
Yeah,
and it's just trying to hang on to a little bit of my older youth. But Dean, it's just how many times can you do the windmill dunk or the behind the back, or how many times the guys stand out there with a ball on their head and jump over them?
Well, I remember I have to see some guy light a cigarette or eat a sandwich or something while he's cooking, while he's dunking,
grilling, jumps with a grill attached to his front of him.
But there's nothing left. I agree, and they're still good.
What do you do? I mean, what else can you do for a dunk?
They throw it off the glass all the time, catch it and dunk it backwards.
Yeah. Well, last night it was just people standing on people. Shaq, poor guy, got pulled up there like 2 or 3 times. He had to hold the ball. McClung jumped over Shaq and dunked it. Shaq 7'2". Didn't even get close to touching him. Jumped over Shaq's head.
That seems to win the contest of who can jump out Jordan won it from this free throw line and stuff.
He just jumped straight up and jumped over Shaq's head and grabbed the ball out of his hands. And I never seen that like
Has anybody ever tried to do dunk 2?
Yes.
Okay.
I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, the backwards dunk's not even anything anymore.
No.
Dunking's become not a big thing.
They
even
used to
in
dunk
high
hard.
school.
They used to dunk hard, like Dominique in the contest
Uh-huh.
or the games. He was on fast break, and he pulled that thing back with 2 hands at the Hawks. When 21 broke on fast break, he's paring the goal down.
Yeah, he was good.
And
He always hurt his shot too much. He did crank it up, but he could score too.
Well, he's Hall of Famer, man.
Yeah. Him and Kobe shot about the same.
And Dr. J don't look like he's aged at all. You see him last night give the trophy to McClung? Dr. J looks 60. Dude, he's the
got to
reason
be 70.
Yeah, he's the reason Shaq plays basketball.
Dr. J. Oh, quickly, Matt, we won't get real into this. We said the people picked the starters, Giannis, obviously, Embiid. This is for the East. Tatum, Lillard, a new name, Halliburton from the
Pacers.
Wow. And the West, one new name. We got James and Durant. I told him today LeBron could average 1 point, 1 rebound.
Yeah, they're going to put him in.
Jokic, Doncic, I agree with all those. I don't disagree with James and Durant, but I mean, Curry's not starting. Durant's arguably not even the best player on his team, right. Booker. But new name, Gilgeous-Alexander. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
I don't know about him.
I've not watched a lot of NBA, but that's your starters. But, it'll be 180 to 166.
Yeah, enjoy the game tonight. Pop popcorn, watch a little basketball. It's not terrible. Now, supposedly,
it's not.
Your commish from the NBA, Dean, told Pat McAfee on Friday that the NBA All-Star game would be better this year and that some of the guys, each team, are talking to each other. We maybe need to turn it up a little bit. Okay. We ain't got to go out there and just hand check and foul all the time.
Okay.
But let's just not walk down on defense.
Now, I don't like what baseball does with it. Oh, okay. Well, you get to host a World Series if y'all win. That's too much pressure on guys that don't even play together.
What's up, Aaron?
But
yeah, y'all enjoy the All-Star game.
I don't think they ought to put pressure on them for it, but nah.
Go Garden, go and go Vows, says Mason Rule. Yeah, we can. Some local action tomorrow morning. Cherokee County girls will play Hanley about 9, and the boys and girls will start at Spring Garden about 3 at Jacksonville, and they're going to play Skyline. So that's some of your local roundup. I did
3 and 5
go watch Sandrock ladies, and Caitlin finished her. What a great career she had. I mean, I watched her, and because our brother, we all played baseball together.
That was the only brother-sister combo with over 2,000 points in state history, right?
Just being around them, they're good kids. I'm serious. I mean, I try to highlight the senior girls the kids we've known. I know them because his daddy coached us against us in baseball.
Right,
Sandrock, and we were Cedar Bluff, me and Burleson, and of course Bert St. Clair and all those guys. I don't think Jacob or Caitlin ever. I mean, being at the park when they're little kids, like, you have kids that run around. I want candy. I mean, just being kids, and they're good kids.
Yeah, just good people.
Yeah, and so I'm proud of her and him too. He's at Arkansas State, and she's going to play volleyball, and she's going to
career kills.
I mean, that's a good athlete. I don't.
You're good at softball too.
But they just did not seem. I don't know if they were nervous. Watched them. They played Eider. Hats off to Eider. The girls played a good game. They looked prepared. A lot of the stuff that Sandrock girls like to do, that Coach Bates to do, to how they move the ball from outside in. Eider seemed to be ready, and they were tipping a lot of that stuff away. Made a lot of steals, it seemed like, in the game. And I don't know, man. These are young people, and their minds, they may be thinking about snow cones or Easter Bunny. I don't know. That they got a lot going on in their life, more now than we did.
Yes.
So I just want to congratulate them on a good season. They won how many games this year? 25 games. Man, that's
25 and 7 is what I read in the
Coach
paper.
Bates, Miss Lisa does a good job with them, and they're going to be a different team next year. But we said that last year. When you
last year supposedly they wasn't supposed to be any good, and they won 18.
The Henderson girl had left, and we thought, well, she'll be. We'll see. Caitlin's the only one been to Jacksonville ever in this team. They'd go to,
Yeah, they win 18.
Last year run 25.
I think she does a good job out there. Otter does have a good program.
Yeah, and the girls
Otter's
playing
very good too.
Yeah, and baseball action kicking around. Cedar Bluff did whoop up on the Coosa Eagles across the line over there pretty good.
Huh.
I went to the Cedar Bluff game the other day, took some pictures. Y'all all seen them on the page. Share, like them, keep them for you mementos. I just take them for you guys.
Right.
12-2 was the final. Center had beat Cedar Bluff. Good pitching battle there at first for a little while. And you can tell this is a good game for, of course, Corsi at Cedar Bluff, his first kind of out there. They've done some umpire clinics, but so curious to see how they continue to grow as a team and how he evolves with them.
So they've already played 2 games. Now, Gills will be getting started pretty quick, I think.
Spring Garden Boys, of course.
You can't.
Basketball.
How can you do that?
They got John and Jacob. They're going to, and Connor.
Good shot to go the Final Four.
Yeah, Connor's their catcher. He plays basketball. They play tomorrow.
Right.
And Chapel. I think Chapel plays baseball.
Yes,
he pitches and plays a good
Very
hitter.
good.
John and Jacob both hitters and play Jacob plays first.
They play baseball.
John pitches, yeah.
Okay, I didn't know. I remember going to some baseball games year before last, and I knew Chapel.
Yeah, they were young then. Yeah, that'll be a big part of the team this year, and the younger boys from Kyle Garman, his boy.
Oh yeah. No, I know he's a big time baseball player.
Yeah, he loves it. I'm curious. It's still young. I'm still curious. So local baseball and softball, Cherokee County girls.
They're wild for it.
Next week.
Off, right?
I think they play next week. They tell me who they Hoax Bluff, maybe. I think they play Hoax Bluff. They did have a junior high tournament out here at Gaston City.
Really?
This weekend.
It's cold though.
Oh,
you just don't even
mercy.
think about it, until he mentioned it. It never crossed my mind that baseball may be playing.
I remember being there with my son in high school baseball. It's just, we had to go to Valley Head one night. It's terrible. It's just cold. It's just, I don't like it. I just can't. And now I'm getting older too. I'm 2 years older now than I was. So that's some local stuff. So good luck tomorrow. I'm going to try to ride up to, may go up in the morning and try to see. I can't do both.
Yeah.
It's $14 walking the door. And what we do is not important enough to get a pass. I mean, we're peons. We only have 2 million people watch this, 250,000 people a month to watch it. But what we do is not important enough for us to have a media pass, because we're just on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Like some people that do have passes are not. And, but it is what it is.
Right.
But I'm going to go support our players this county like I always have. 365 days a year we do coverage and talk about them, and that's all we do.
I still don't understand Cherokee County having to wait 10 days. I hope that does not hurt them. But maybe the other team had to wait 10 days too. Who do they play?
Yeah, Hanley.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, well, they got done around the same time too. It's just how they've had to lay it out.
Yeah, I understand, but that's just it's a mess. Matt, quickly, and we'll get on our top 10. Let me go over this top 10 college basketball, and I'm going to do a day early top 10 for the show that we think that'll happen. UConn hammered Marquette by 26. They're number 1. Purdue lost to Ohio State today. Did you know that?
Yeah, I don't know. I seen the score come. I was like, that's got to be wrong. So I went to the big score, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, 73-69. Y'all know I always go through these quick. Houston 82-61 over Texas. Arizona beat Arizona State 105-50.
What?
That may have been a misprint.
Gosh,
it may have been 80. It looked like a 5.
Oh gosh.
Kansas goes into Oklahoma and wins 67-57. Number 7 UNC North Carolina beat Virginia Tech 96-81. Tennessee beat Vanderbilt by 35.
Yeah, that's about right.
And Duke, number 9, beat FSU 76-67 on the road. Iowa State 82-74 over Texas Tech. And the other 2 obviously Auburn lost to Kentucky
Yeah, that's the topic.
at home, and I felt like
That's a hot take, man. I don't. What's the deal there?
just an idiot because I was like, nobody's beating Auburn. I told you that yesterday. I said nobody's beating Auburn.
Well,
at home.
nobody's losing at home anyway. Nobody.
Nobody.
So now, finally, the Road Warriors. Somebody showed up. Kentucky Wildcats. Coach K goes to Auburn, and they were on a. It was like, what was it? We were seeing earlier.
They had like, Auburn had 2 points with 6.5 minutes into the game.
Like 12-2, kind of quick. I thought, man, what is they missed? They were how many?
Oh, they don't.
4 for 30,
4 for 25, 4 for 22, 18%.
You're not going to win a game that way.
They didn't even shoot good from the foul line. 70% is not good. Not in college.
Williams is okay, by the way. He jumped to dunk it, got bucked on the rim or something, and fell on his knee awkwardly. And
I did not know.
Twitter account says he's okay.
That KD Johnson is still at Auburn. I thought he ran him off.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
He's been there the whole time.
Wow.
Don't care for him. He talks, which I was.
He likes all that now.
But I mean, I'm a talker too. Now I'll talk some garbage too. But I don't know. There's just sometimes when you're not. There's places I think to do it. And that just comes with maturity. And I thought he would be more mature this year. Yeah. Obviously, he's not. That's just his personality. I don't care for it. You need to grow up a little. You're not a senior in high school like talking crap on people. You're getting dunked on or getting shot. People shooting your eyes out, and you're just still talking.
Well, they're obviously
move on, grow up a little bit.
Dropped. I'd say they dropped to 16 or 17. Alabama scored 100 again.
Yeah, we watched all that game.
Beat Texas A&M.
Wasn't a real interesting game, really. Bama was mostly ahead all night by 10 or 20.
15 or 16 threes.
Man, they got there at the end. Well, you come by.
Yeah.
Man.
Bad.
Here's another wham. It went in. It's like, why are they even shooting it? They're up to 20. Why? I mean, what's the point? They wanted to score 100.
They wanted to, and they did. I mean, they're loaded. But I don't think they're as good as they were last year. All right, quickly, this prediction, we don't know how to go. UConn's going to stay number 1. I got Houston moving up to 2, Arizona 3, Kansas 4, Purdue will drop to 5, Duke 6, Tennessee will move up to 7. They won both games this week. Iowa State 8, North Carolina will drop to 9 because they lost Tuesday. Marquette 10. Marquette was 4, but they're going to hammer them over getting beat by 30 points. Baylor 11, Illinois 12, and I think Alabama will move to 13. They didn't bump Alabama much.
The Dean's List. 13,
Bama.
Well,
they're not going to hit that top 10.
No, somebody else is going to have to get out of there.
Well, they've lost too many. Alabama's lost 6 or 7 ball games. They're not.
You have to do like Marquette or one of those teams come in there.
Marquette may be out of
Where's
there.
Baylor, you say?
Baylor is 11.
Yeah. They're going to have to get ripped here a few games.
South Carolina lost both games this week, so they're probably out of the top 25. LSU beat them by 1 yesterday.
There was some talk on Twitter about one of the LSU players did something. I don't know. Something went down in the game. It was kind of funny.
So South Carolina had a hard week. Auburn won by 40 over them. I don't know if Auburn will drop or not. They lost to Kentucky, but they beat South Carolina by 40.
Yeah, but South Carolina dumped too. So how good is that win?
I'm ready for the tournament.
We're in the middle of February. We got a month.
It's just crazy.
Literally, I think a month from today. I think it's is it the 15th, 16th, something like that.
Everybody in the conference has lost 6 ball games.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah.
I'm talking about overall.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess Alabama's still winning it. Are they number 1 in the conference now? I guess.
No. Well, let's see.
What are the standings? It's crazy. And it just keeps changing.
NCAA men's basketball.
It may still be South Carolina dropped 2.
Rankings. Top 25. We want to do
SEC standings.
Bama standings. This shows Bama, Tennessee, Auburn, SC, Florida, Kentucky, Ole Miss.
But they're all crammed right there together.
LSU, Georgia, Arkansas, Vanderbilt, and Mizzou last. So Bama 10-2, Tennessee 9-3, Auburn 9-4. Shows that Tennessee a game back, Auburn a game and a half, SC a game and a half, Florida and Kentucky are back 2.
And all that's for seeding for the tournament.
Yeah, Auburn's 13 and shows 13-1 at home. Bama's 12-1 at home.
Look at those home records.
It's crazy.
I mean, it's stupid.
SC's 13-2. I mean, nearly everybody except for pretty much like LSU and LSU, Georgia, and of course, I mean Vanderbilt, Missouri lost 8 at home, but
yeah, they're just not doing well wherever.
Bama's win percentage goes to SC at 808 still.
Well, and Vanderbilt upset Texas A&M.
So Bama, Tennessee, Auburn, SC, Florida, Kentucky.
Okay. All right. And that's just up for grabs. That could change. All right. So that's it for that. I know you're ready for this I know you're ready for what you're fixing to do.
College football ranking, top 10, way too early. Stupid pick around Valentine's Day. What are they doing?
It's interesting. I wasn't a big fan of doing that, but I kind of like it. It's kind of interesting.
Well,
mine's crazy.
We're a college football show. Thank you again for all the viewers and subscribers. Late in the show, we usually drop off a lot of views. So people that are hanging around, we thank you guys for always hanging around. And tell a friend, share the show somewhere, and so that we know what we do does matter. Because I know it does. And I was just joking a while ago about what we do don't matter. We're not just reaching people in this county. We're reaching people all around the nation. If you have 250,000 people in a month,
yeah, that's a lot.
And that's in the slow season. That's down 60%.
Exactly.
So, start from 10, Dean. Give me your 10.
My 10 is the Tennessee Volunteers, and if you want to reason why, I think it's because of their quarterback, and they got their receivers back.
Now, I would put them. I almost put them down at 10. So they're like a 10B.
Right.
Now, my toss-up was between them and Oklahoma. I just put Oklahoma.
They had them 17 in the publication I read. I don't agree with that.
No, I like Oklahoma at 10.
Okay, that's a good one. 9, I got the Ole Miss Rebels, Jackson Dart.
Penn State for me for number 9.
Well, everybody back for Ole Miss.
They got a lot of players are going to be back. Michigan's going to be out of the way. But their nemesis, Ohio State, which they usually play mid-season, is going to still be hanging around. So Penn State, Nittany Lions at number 9.
All right. 8, I don't know why I've got them here. I just think Dan Lanning does a good job, but they lost a lot. But I can't keep them out of the top 10. I got the Oregon Ducks. Yeah,
they're definitely a top program. And also, I wanted to – there's a couple of teams we want to put in. It's so early, though.
It is.
I kind of wanted to put Clemson right here, but I wound up putting Notre Dame.
You're going to get mad at me.
I've got Notre Dame. They brought the boy from Duke.
Yeah.
They'd had a good recruiting class, and as of right now, they're the number 1 recruiting class for next year. Okay. So they're getting things done at Notre Dame. So I had them at 8.
This is where it gets silly, or where I got Arizona number 7, most improved team in the country outside of Missouri. Got everybody back. Is that possible, or is that crazy? I do have Arizona at 7. Who you got at 7?
That's not real crazy.
I mean, no.
They may finish in the top 10.
They could.
If they can, you got to think who they're going to play.
Now, I did go by some.
The Pac-12's done.
Well,
so who are they going to play? So their schedule is going to be Colorado, Big 12 people,
right.
Texas Tech's, Kansas State's, Kansas.
A little.
Texas, Oklahoma's gone now.
Huh.
Okay. Oklahoma, Texas, not on their schedule.
Yeah,
okay. Gone. So, I got Miami. I love what coach is doing down there. Cristobal is a Miami guy. He's sold out to them and what they're doing. He's had a fantastic year in recruiting, and he knows where his weaknesses are. He's a tight end, offensive line kind of guy. And he addressed those issues in the offseason. And, of course, they have the amazing Cam Ward shipping in from the West Coast from Washington.
Probably should have factored that in.
This is going to be their quarterback. So Cam at Miami, they got a little money moving around down there. I don't know if the Shapiro lawyers are still shaking bacon yachts and down there, the honey-do list on the yacht number 416. I mean, you remember those? The 2 Live Crew shaking it up. I don't know if they're all
2
still.
Live Crew. Luther, what's his name? Luther something.
Campbell.
Well,
don't look it up. Don't Google Two Live Crew kids.
No, I'm just
now
saying.
They will.
What he was saying.
Tell them not to, and they will.
He was saying he was like an important part of their.
Well, he's just doing what everybody's doing now.
Right
now, it's legal. What they did was they bring kids out in these yachts just to have girl parties,
but
drinking
now,
and girls.
That was not legal.
Well, they can do
but
it
it's
now.
The same thing they do now.
Yeah.
Right.
So like Miami right there.
Okay, my number 6. I don't think it'll last this year, but I do think they'll be good. But I'm going to have to go with Drinkwitz in Missouri because they got Cook back. They got Burden back. He's one of the best receivers in the country.
That's the other team, man. And Tennessee, Missouri, and Clemson. Those 3 teams.
No, I went SEC.
I wanted to put those 3 teams in here.
I got 6.
And you could argue fan page, comment section, and those 3 teams, Matt, you should have them 3. Why you got Notre Dame? Well, I could. And if you wanted to argue, say you should have put Missouri in there instead of Notre Dame, I would say, okay.
Yeah.
I won't argue with you about it.
Yeah,
I agree.
I don't think it'll last, but I do got
no.
Who's your 6?
Speaking of right outside, I like Ole Miss. They're bumping up there in that number 6 spot, and I almost put them 5 and put this other team at 6. I mean, just look, man.
Yeah.
King of the portal. Lost their tailback. He didn't seem to care. He was fishing when Junkins left. He was out somewhere vacation. He don't care.
No.
Either you're with us or you're without us. I don't care.
They're tired of him over a couple of incidents.
Kick rocks in the ball game. You're nothing but misconduct, and the quarterback wanted you out of the game because you were breaking up the team so bad. Jackson Dart's back. They're going to be good on defense. Look for them to be. They'll be just as quality as they always are.
They are going to be pretty good on defense. All right, number 5. This is where I'm going to rub people wrong. I got Notre Dame. I think, Leonard going there.
He's a 4-star guy.
I think
he is.
Yeah, I mean, this is just preseason now.
Well, this is February. This is February.
Okay, I got Notre Dame.
This is just something. So we like college football, and this keeps college football. And I'm gonna cut this clip out, and I'll post this. This will come out like Tuesday. So if you're watching on Tuesday, thank you for coming back and watching this segment of the show. Subscribe and like the channel. Follow us there. We're on Twitter and Instagram.
Right.
We got an Instagram page too. We're only like 50 or 30 away from 1,000 followers over there.
Right.
Just inside the top 5, I got Bama. And you can say, Matt, that's ridiculous. What are you talking about? Saban's gone, buddy. The Bear's dead. Quit digging up his bones and these Bammers. Okay, Twitter. Twitter people. Uncle Lou, I know Uncle Lou, old booger picker. He's smoking. He may have to take a TV break so he can smoke a cigarette. This team is still talented. It's still the same process as it was. Nick Saban is still hanging around. Now you're going to have one of the better play callers in the country calling plays there. And we're going to have a very interesting, which I wanted your take on this earlier. 4-2-5 defense, Womack. What's your opinion on 4-2-5?
I mean, I don't know a lot about it, but they say with the way the game's played now, it's perfect for it.
It's simple. It's easy. You line up front, how you line up. 3-4 different packages, different slants, different goes, and how linebackers pick up or stay in. 3-4 is kind of complicated.
Yeah.
And Kirby's great at it. He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT at it. So if I got Bama at 5, you're going to be throwing the best receiver in the nation. Milroe's back again. He was in the Heisman talk last year. And just with the work he's going to do and time he's going to put in, I don't see why they can't be a star to come in at 5. And then I'm not saying they're going to win every game, but I think they're a top 5-6 team. Well, so I almost put them in Ole Miss. I almost did that. Well,
according to what you're saying, I'm worse than you are because I got them at 4.
Okay. Yeah, Homer, Bear's dead, Dean. Why don't you know something? Saban's gone. They'd be lucky to finish 15.
Well, I mean, they've got good players. I love their linebackers. They got good corners. They got Malachi Moore back. This running back, they say he's just going to be
Justice Haynes.
They got Miller. They got Milroe back.
Page, go ahead. I'm continue.
They got Milroe back.
I'm gonna pull something up here.
And it's Alabama. Even if Deboer does a bad job, it's going to take him longer than a year to screw Alabama completely up. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
Okay. So I got him number 4.
Let's see. Twitter world. You got about over 20 people still on watching. I want to pull this line up here. Running backs. Let me go right here. Look on the page here, ladies and gentlemen. And Dean, you can look on your phone, or you can look over here.
No, I can see it.
I'm gonna put that up right there. 2024 college football rising stars breakout seasons ahead for you. Now we'll finish. This is a little intermission for our top 4. 2024 college football breakouts. This is from 24/7. So have your opinions. Go on their Twitter page. Find me over here at Big Matt 2Gs 77. Avery Johnson, Kansas State.
I don't know much about
He run the ball well last year. Had some, he's going to have a good season. I guess you could say that. He's not bad. The Harbor kid at South Carolina.
I've heard good things about him.
He had a good spring. I remember last year that they
Harbor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've heard good things.
And ROJAS Tony Rogers at Penn State.
I never heard of him.
Now the Nussmeier kid. Of course, he's going to be Garrett Nussmeier, your quarterback at LSU.
I think he's good.
We really like him.
Yes.
He is terribly underrated.
I go a little overboard on him because I was like, well, I worried when he came in, when Daniels went out.
Very. We think he's very good.
But I do think he's the best backup in the conference.
Trying to get.
I mean, he's not a backup anymore.
Why did it make that smaller when I did that? Don't make no sense. Well, that really don't make no sense. Trying to make that okay. Well, good Lord. The James kid, tailback at Oregon.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Jordan James.
And Kenyon Saab, he was at Michigan, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And he's a all-elite D-back, supposed to be top of the line. He's supposedly going to Oregon. Supposedly that's the rumors.
Mm.
Man, I just can't see nothing.
Nah, I'm getting to where I can't see good either. It's got to be lit up like a Great Wall of China.
Wilson, the linebacker at Georgia. And the Thomas kid, another D-back at Florida State.
Florida State lost a lot.
Wide receiver, INNISS at Ohio State. And then, of course, Nico Alava.
I think he's
Alava at Tennessee. I'm high on him.
Yeah, I am too.
Preached on him last summer. I went on and on and on about him, how good he is. I don't know how he didn't win the job last year. So those are some names, and here's my pushback on this. I put, as you can see here, I tagged Touchdown Alabama Magazine. You can find them over there. Justice Haynes.
Your pushback was, why is he not on?
Yeah, why? I mean, we're talking about a break. Again, we use this word first to show, Dean. Sample size.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm a history major, love science, couldn't teach it because of one chemistry class. But science says we need a sample size.
Mm-hmm.
We need to see. No, we don't know what Saban's going to be. Is he going to be the old crazy gruel guy hanging around the locker room all the time? I tell you what I'd have done in 1984 when I was here in 2011.
Yeah.
When his sample size was Justice Haynes.
No.
We've seen him run.
I thought it was a
bit.
little exaggerated. And we think now sources, I'm not saying we're in with sources. We read said that his problem wasn't his ability. It was possibly with maybe taking what he'd learned and putting it on the field. He was struggling with the plays, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And some blocking.
Yeah.
So
congratulations. Jacob said he's committed to Cumberland.
Cumberland?
Yeah, he did that earlier today.
Good job.
Yeah, so
is that the one in there's two.
Yeah.
There's one in Kentucky and there's one in Tennessee.
Yeah.
And I get them mixed up. I'd say it's the one in Kentucky.
Also, of course, Zach had committed earlier to Huntington, where Halen Bailey played from Cedar Bluff. Huntington's a good school. Also, Cooper Martin has committed today to Huntington.
Wow.
So they're getting 2 Warriors down there at Huntington.
Hey, we can shoot up 75 and go watch Jacob. That's just right off 75, about 2 hours past Knoxville. Not even a bad trip.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. I like to do
and the
that.
stadium's right there on the interstate. I mean,
I always say we're going to do it, and then You get busy doing stuff.
Well, they probably play. It wouldn't even be. And I know this is out there, but it wouldn't even be a big deal to go up there.
Yeah, it's not hard, not a bad drive.
It's about a 4 hour, maybe.
I tried to share a lot of his stuff over to Georgia Southern. I tried to share to Chattanooga, Tennessee. I tried to share with Middle Tennessee. Lyman, I knew one of the running back coach found him. And it is what it is. And speaking to coaches around the high schools here in this area, told me they confirmed what I said on the show, that we are right. Why are these kids not getting a bigger offers? Portal. Why would a Middle Tennessee coach take a running back out of high school when he can get a 2-year guy that just played it
for 2,700 yards?
That just played at JSU for 2 years. That's already been in college, been around the scene, knows
so they go for them first.
Knows how to be a class on time, knows about practice, knows about film study, and you got to teach them and train them and bring them up. So this is going to be good for Zach and Cooper and Jacob, and they can work up. You can move. Guys, there's the portal is real. You get in there and bust your tail, and he'll go out there and show out. You can move up to another school, can't you?
Oh, gosh. Yeah, well, that's it. You can go wherever you want now.
So don't see this as a down. It's not, guys. So,
no, you can do it twice.
Before we do our Final Four question, Dean, here's your poll. You got to pick two. Y'all see it on the screen there, ice cream.
Let me take my glasses
Okay,
off.
The ice cream man is coming, and you have to pick two. You can pick two of them.
I'm going with creamsicle and
number 9. He's picked creamsicle.
eclair.
Which one's
2? No,
2.
4.
4. Okay. Dean's got 4 and 9. I did 8, the strawberry eclair, and 12, the cone.
Oh, wait, I didn't. Oh, I didn't see strawberry eclair. No, I'm going 8 and 4. I didn't even see that.
Whoa.
Them eclairs are good.
Oh, yeah. I'm a big strawberry guy. I like them. Now, the Star Pop number 7 there, those are classic. And the push-up pop, I'll never forget, Mr.
I never did like them that much. No, I don't know.
That's all we had, and you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Emmett at the store, our little break room out there behind the school, that little white building, and go in and give a quarter, and there was push-ups and Star Pops. That's your choices.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we liked them, but I wouldn't choose a push-up.
We didn't have a great variety.
Now that machine, that old store is behind Charlotte and Billy Ray Bevel's. I told Matt we need to fix it up and have one more day of selling stuff out of it.
Let's do it.
Make a killing.
Star Pops. Just do Star Pops push-ups, and I guess you could throw in a new one, like do the SpongeBob ones or Mickey Mouse. Remember the Mickey Mouse ones?
Yeah.
Remember the ears was chocolate? God almighty, look out.
Those were pretty good.
They are good. I'm fat, man. I like all of them are good.
Cows are good, man. I just need to keep that stuff away from me.
Final Four. We'll go. Now let's go.
Well, I had Bama 4. Who'd you have?
Now we'll go 1 through. 4. I had Oregon at 4.
Okay.
Dang Lanning. Gabriel's the quarterback. He's probably going to be
Gabriel. He's going to be pretty good.
He's probably going to be a Heisman finalist. I'm sure he'll be on this. He's played 5 or 6 years.
I had them 8, which is probably a little low, but like we said, we can do what we want.
High recruiting class. These high recruiting class. Number 3, I got Texas.
I've got the Georgia Bulldogs. Now, the guys, they lost some players.
They did.
I read a publication and just had them straight up number 1. I mean, come on, man. Right. They didn't finish number 1, but I got them 3. Beck's good.
They're going to be running the ball. They're still going to play defense. They're still going to be Georgia. Now, don't freak out, Georgia fans. Y'all are still going to win 10 games or 11.
But they did lose McConkey and Bowers.
And it seemed to hurt them because they couldn't do nothing with it. Bama run the ball at will, which has nothing to do with Bowers and McConkey.
Well, I think Bowers and McConkey not being 100% did hurt Georgia.
Well, here's why it changes it, because it changes how you call the plays.
Right.
So they say, well, your offensive players, man, ain't got nothing to do with defense. I heard a guy tell me he's got a podcast show. It does, because it changes the play calls and it changes how the plays are run. It changes how.
Well, I've done that too. He didn't coach defense, but I understand what you're saying.
But it changes how when the other team gets the ball and what situations and where they're at on the field, it does make a difference. So Bowers and McConkey not being healthy had an effect and helped Bama win the game. Yes. Was it the sole outcome? No, because Bowers and McConkey's never tackled a soul at Georgia.
But that drive they scored to cut it to 3, some of the catches they made were ridiculous.
And it was the end of the game. The first 3 quarters, Bama dominated. The first half, Bama controlled them from the line of scrimmage the whole entire first half and a lot of the third quarter.
Yes, they did. Georgia controlled the fourth.
Yes.
Pretty much.
They just go and prevent. You know how they do it. Well, this game's over. Number 3, I like Texas. Sark. We're going to see Ewers again, and we know that freshman running back that we bragged on last year. He's a freshman. He's going to be back. And, of course, you're going to have Isaiah Bond catching the ball. He's a second-team All-American guy. And the Black is also there. He's going to be a tight end for Bama. He'll be involved. Sark will have these guys involved. Reese couldn't seem to get the Black involved enough for me.
No, he didn't.
So he took his playbook and
I could kind of see him moving on, but not Bond.
But I don't know now. Maybe Deboer could have used him. See, he didn't even wait around to see what was going to happen.
Well, that's true.
See, I don't get that. That's why I don't want to play for a new coach. You're going to play for a new – I don't get that.
Either way.
Started again. Number 2, the Dogs. We just bragged on how good Georgia is.
I just swapped up with you. Yeah. I got Texas number 2.
Yeah.
And that's because of Ewers and Sark.
Yeah.
But I go on and tell you their schedule is horrendous.
Mm-hmm.
And do we even have to go over who we got number 1 and why?
Well, they've done it again, Jeff. They've spent the money. They got Chip Kelly, the first offensive coordinator, to run 80 plays in a college football game in 2015, 16 years. The Flying Duck Squad that took off and become a household name more was because of him.
Yes, he's done well. I like Chip Kelly. They act like he's garbage, but I don't blame him for getting out of UCLA. How'd you like to coach at UCLA?
Psychos on campus. Quote me on that. I don't care. Hanging on a nail out in front of your bedroom door. There's that Berkeley and all that group down there right next to this college around there.
Yeah, well, I mean, and plus it's just hard to get players to go there right now.
They want to argue and about everything, and I'm not going to do politics, but that's why. That's what they want to do down there. Just play football. Let them play. And they shut all that down. They lost millions and multiple millions of dollars because they shut down the football programs, and they tied the coach's hands. And they're like, well, I'm done.
Right. They did. I don't blame him for leaving.
And your governor's on the board there.
And he did fine there.
He's on the board with them at that school. So he had a bunch of stuff to say. What a joke.
Well, they don't care who the football coach is anyway.
They don't care about football because they don't have a conference anymore. Pat yourself on the back, idiots. You just lost parts of a pinch of a $7.6 billion deal from ESPN. Your teams could have been – they had some good teams this year. Washington's in the state in the national championship game.
I know.
Oregon, Utah.
Yeah.
And Deion and them with what he's got coming up, and he's not going to win but 5 games again this year.
I do not have them in the top 25.
Slow your roll. They're not.
I think they'll be better.
They may, but they won't win more games. Have you seen their schedule?
It's horrible.
Terrible.
Like Florida's.
Yeah, they open with Nebraska.
Yeah, who's going to be pretty good.
I'm telling you, Matt Rose is a good coach. So Ohio State won. That's who we had it won. No surprise.
I just don't see how you could, not right now anyway, how you could put anyone else ahead.
It's just what they got. With Downs going to be there playing defense, Chip Kelly calling the offense. Receivers come back.
Is Buka back?
Howard's going to be slinging the ball around, and they got Sayin backing him up. Supposed to be another godsend. Besides, some people think this white kid that's coming to Auburn is another sin from God at quarterback. I don't see it.
I think Sayin is because I don't know. He may be a generational type player.
We don't know
because he's so accurate.
We don't know till you're getting chased by 5 or 6 big, strong boys out there trying to rip your head off.
I mean, Sayin is the guy like you're right here and the ball's right here and he gets it past my hand. I mean, it's just ridiculous, his accuracy.
We'll find out.
Like Mahomes type accuracy.
When he's passed to play against real competition.
Yeah.
Juju from Carrollton, supposed to be going to USC still. I put a post on Twitter. I've heard Georgia's really trying to get him.
I don't think he'll stick with that. Not with some of the things.
Well, he's going to be up north playing. He's going to play Ohio State. And we're going to start going. Don't give up on us. We're college football. We're going to start doing their schedules too, Dean.
Yeah.
They're different. They got UCLA and them playing Penn State. Iowa's going to play Washington State, or you know what I mean?
I know.
So these schedules were, and there's no East and West.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a lot to do, man. But we're getting through college basketball, and as we start petering on in, the puffing away there and sputtering and popping and making our way, coming through here, we're going to finish because we're going to keep coming on every week. And college football stuff, schedules, SEC.
It's going to be interesting.
Like last summer, we did every team, kind of guessed where we thought they'd be, and some of them was okay. So we'll do it again. And now we're going to need to start earlier because now we're going to do the Big Ten too.
Yeah, we got to.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't even know teams. Like BYU they're in the conference with USF and them, see?
They're in Big 12.
Well, yeah, they've all changed around.
Yeah. SMU, BYU, UCF, Cincinnati. I don't know where Cincinnati is, to be honest with you. I have no clue.
See, how's the Midwest and all that? How are they going to shake out?
That's going to be interesting. They don't have anywhere to go. I don't think Boise State needs to just get left by the wayside.
No, they're a program.
They're a good program.
We're going to go
What
back.
are you going to do with them?
Come back next week. Hang out. 224. 223 is in the books. Thank you, podcast people, for listening. We do appreciate it. And share and tell a friend, like the page. Dean, tell somebody about the Locker Room Sports Talk right here. Sunday nights, 6 o'clock.
Hey, I gave that shout out to them kids. Of course, they're not watching. They'll watch later.
They'll watch it during the week.
But that meant a lot.
Yeah, y'all do your homework now. Pay attention to Mr. Dean there. Okay.
Mr. Diamond Dean.
That's right. He's going to wear that fur
I'm sure
coat
they're making fun of me. You know, I'm not stupid.
Yeah, you tell him, Jack. All right, let's get on.
You ain't got no hair, Coach.
Yeah, I'm old. I'm bald. I'm supposed to be bald. Wait till you get old. And people say, "Well, you're fat." And I say, "Yeah, I'm fat. I can lose weight, but you're ugly, and you'll always be ugly."
I think kids don't call nothing. They tell it like it is.
All right, guys, y'all have a great week. Keep your heads clear and your hearts full of God, and enjoy. Carry a jacket with you tomorrow.
Yeah,
it's gonna be cold, and then this weekend it's gonna warm up and rain. So enjoy it. Glad y'all come by and hung out with us, man. Had a good show tonight. Had a lot of people watching.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Added along to that, we're just not local anymore. 250,000 people in 28 days.
That's pretty good.
All right, see y'all.
Oh, yeah, boy. All right, y'all have a good week. Sorry, I didn't mean